Here's a quote from today's guest. If it ain't all over your face, it ain't real barbecue. Welcome to Small Talk.
Any and all are welcome here to come and chat with me.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. My guest today is Memphis Mikes. Memphis, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure for sure. Now, I know that you have a barbecue catering business.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you start that?
I started it in the 90s as a hobby. I started doing barbecue competitions down in New Westminster Key. When I heard about that they had such a thing going on, Pacific Northwest Barbecue Association from Seattle would come up here and do barbecue competitions up at the New Westminster Key. That was in like 94. My kids were little, but I did a little bit of stuff on this, like every once in a while on the side, like when somebody wanted some barbecue done, and one thing just led to another. And in 1999, I was playing around with it, and I had a janitorial business and had a near fatal car accident where I almost died.
Oh.
I shattered my hip. I had 13 screws put in my hip, and that moment, I decided I wanted to do something that I had a passion for. I loved the money from the janitorial. It was good money, but it wasn't what I really loved to do. And being out late at night all the time, driving around and everything else, it was hard on the body, and I had to make a change. So in 1999, after I almost died, I decided to launch Memphis Mike BBQ full time.
Okay.
And that was in 2000. I remember I was still doing my janitorial. I had 4 kids at the time. We ended up with 5, but we had 4 kids at the time, so I had to keep working. So the old adage goes, I had a cane in one hand because I had a broken hip, and then I had a floor machine in the other hand. So even though I didn't didn't know it, I ran into somebody who got me. Through my janitorial, I met a guy who got me on the radio with Rock 101 with a guy called Bro Jake. And I started talking about barbecue to anybody would listen. And before you knew it, Memphis Mikes BBQ had taken on a life of its own. And I've been going at that ever since. It's been that was 22 years ago.
Awesome.
So it's been a journey.
Now you're in Vancouver currently, right?
Langley.
Oh, and you're in Langley.
Yeah.
And originally you're from California?
I grew up in California. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. I came here via the Navy. I was a submarine sailor down in Washington State. And after I got out in March of '81, I came here to visit because, I knew I had a friend that she came up here every weekend because it was cheaper to drink here. And she wasn't 21. So she, at 19 or 20, she would come here and, party up here in Canada. So I wanted to know what the big hubbub was about. So chasing her down, I met my ex-wife. And, before you knew it, 41 years later, I'm still here. Keeping the second one. The second one, we've been married for 30 years. Been together for 32. So it's been a blessing.
Awesome. Yeah. Now you studied psychology and business?
Yeah, I dabbled in it a little bit. I was just something to, I always was curious about what makes people tick and everything else. And, it's been good for me. Like I never finished my degree, but I extensively studied stuff like neurolinguistics and what makes people tick and everything like that. It's a good insight to not only other people's minds, but your own also, I think.
Right. Now, let's get back to your barbecue business. I know that you also helped out a lot during the flood for Abbotsford. Yeah, it was for Abbotsford, right?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the flood victims, they were some people were basically living out of a motorhome with like 4 kids, like and no food. We did what we could. Me and a bunch of other guys they got together. I actually joined in with them. It was a barbecue team that was decided they were going to go feed everybody, but they didn't have the tools to do as a lot of people and I do. So I got the pork, I smoked it, and they went around and got the bread, and we all got together and fed as many people as the flood victims as we could.
Yeah.
It was
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a good day. It was, it just shows what the good people of Abbotsford have always been over the years since I did catering. Some of my best customers weren't from Langley; they were from Abbotsford.
Okay.
Abbotsford people are very generous, and they embraced me when nobody else did. So I hold them dear to my heart. The people of Abbotsford. I could probably go for mayor right now saying this kind of stuff, but it was it was like a payback. Like when I first came to Canada, I had a little sales job and I had an office in Abbotsford. So I've always known all the different communities, the Sikhs and the Mennonites. They're all just great people. They all get along, and for the most part, you got some factions in every community, but seeing them like being like having a hard time like that because of like the run over from the States made me feel kind of bad, and I wanted to help out.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I interviewed the mayor of Abbotsford yesterday, and he was talking about how people came together so strongly during that. Quickly too.
I remember when we were at I can't remember the name of the big church they got there. There were the Indian communities said that we got some vegetarians here that need we need some vegetarian stuff. They just got in their kitchen and started throwing things together and coming down there with all this curry chickpea, and just lots of stuff. I even got some. I had to grab some to take home myself. So, I mean, I don't pass up on a good meal, especially when it's homemade. This woman made all this stuff from probably about 200 people out of her kitchen. Like it was just like, wow, this woman could cook. I mean, somebody who loves food, I was impressed. But that just shows you, like, they didn't want anything, and just give it to whoever needs it.
Yeah.
And they had the trays, and they did a lot of work here. But it just shows the love that's in the community of like overall.
Yeah.
And it was great to see. It reminded me why I came here 40 years ago, 41 coming up. But it's one of the reasons why I'm here. I mean, people got big hearts.
It's nice. And I know that, other than the flooding, like a lot of people are having a hard time because COVID's been dragging on forever, right?
Yes, Lord. Don't I know it? Don't I know it? Being on a food truck, people they want to enjoy their lives, but they're being strangleholded where they can't. I mean, they like that old song Sign says you gotta have a membership card to get inside. All of a sudden there's signs everywhere telling you can't do this and you can't do that. And it's the civil liberties have been taken away from people, and they're starting to get pissed off. Me and the wifey went out dancing for the first time last night with face masks, of all things. It was kind of weird, but imagine, oh, let's go out there and boogie and work up a sweat with a face mask on. Luke, I'm your father, good Lord. But we got through it. My wife, we used to, before COVID, it was one of our things to go dancing on Friday or Saturday night each week. And we since the kids have gotten older, we religiously go out and go and boogie whenever we get a chance. At 60 and 64 years old, we still go out and have fun. You never know what life's going to do to you. You might as well, burn that candle as much as you can, and I'm burning the shit out of mine. Pardon my French. So,
Yeah, it's one thing I miss is dancing. Like when my husband was alive, we used to do dancing, and I miss it so much.
oh man, I mean, there's nothing better than going out and just saying, okay, like let's act young for a minute. you know,
Yes.
just dance your ass off. And that's what we did last night, and it felt good. I mean, there wasn't a lot of people there, which was cool,
Mhm.
but it was enough. And
Right.
of course, I mean, I had them play my favorite song by Earth, Wind and Fire, September song. You cannot not dance when that song comes on. I mean, it's impossible. So I every time I go to a place, I try to get the DJ to play September song, and I made them do a Soul Train line, and we did a circle, and I had them people going because I'm not the shy type. I try, but I'm just not that introvert. Like I like to lead the party if I have to. If nobody else, if everybody else wants to be boring, I'm gonna kick that shit up a notch. Like let's get it on here. And I think that's why I love doing catering, because when I come into people's homes, a lot of times they don't know what to expect. They expect the guy to just come in and just hand you the food and then leave. I try to enjoy myself with people. That's like when I'm at home, I'm leave me the hell alone. But when I get out there, in public, I try to make sure that it's an experience that people enjoy. And as I just did, I tell jokes. I have fun with them. I just be myself, and it's enough. It's enough. Sometimes amazing people try so hard. I mean, in the years growing up, we try so hard to be all these things when just being yourself is good enough. It's good enough. I mean, it's funny to turn 64 and finally get it. But it also feels good. I know some people have told me that senior years can be the best time of your life or the worst time of your life, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if your health is good, then it's such a bonus. But I don't mind being a senior. It doesn't bother me a bit.
Well, the alternative sucks. So let's go with the senior thing. The alternative.
Yeah.
If I can wait on, that's the expiry date ain't here yet, but it's good to be alive.
Yeah. Now, do you have a lot of?
And I'm taking you off your. I'm sorry.
Say that again. You what?
I'm sorry. I said I'm rambling on and not giving you a chance to interview me. I apologize.
No, don't apologize. Listen, this is about you. You say whatever you want. I'm cool. I don't mind. I'm just wondering. Do you have a lot of repeat customers?
Yeah, we over the years we've done like for instance, we got this one. We've done them probably like 6 times. The whole family is they just adore us. And the patriarch and matriarch of the family have just passed away. And before the mom even died, she says, make sure you get Memphis Mike to do our celebration of life. So this woman's been, the daughter's been calling me and calling, yes, you're booked. Okay. I mean, you're like family now. Like after we done like twice, they become like family, because they know by then that if I say I'm going to do something, that's what they're going to get. And that's the only thing that people really have to do in business, and in food, it's a personal thing where you're coming into people's homes. And when I feed people, it's the same as when I'm feeding my kids. We're having 5 kids. I've been doing catering anyway for the house here. People are having. I got a bunch of critics in this house. They want certain things all the time, because they know I can cook it. And they don't have to go to a restaurant. They make requests all the time. And I said, wait a minute now, like I'm gonna have to charge you if you keep this up. Like you want that cordon bleu and all this different stuff. It's just a matter of just reading instructions and doing it your damn self. So sometimes we have a back and forth with that. But as far as the question you really asked me that I just rambled on all kinds of stuff on is, yeah, we do get repeat customers, a lot of them. And, we got, we've done a lot of businesses, and we occasionally we go out with the food truck during the weekday, and the customers that we've done catering for, they people already know how our food is, and well, they say it's good. I try to be humble, but they know that our pulled pork is going to be fresh, the bread's going to be fresh. They know that it's going to be freshly smoked. They know that I make all my stuff from scratch, the barbecue sauces, the rubs, everything. I do it all myself. Me and my wife, in February, in January, I'm stuttering. We did 500 sandwiches of pulled pork and coleslaw for a big company.
Wow.
And we did it just the two of us.
Wow.
But when you've been working together so long, you just have this little conga dance you do, when you're on a food truck, you don't have a lot of room. So everybody has to have their station. And I have found that if we don't have our territories, we kill each other. So that's like any relationship. Everybody's got to have their position, and you stay the hell out of theirs, and I'll stay out of yours, and we both work good together. So we've come to a thing where we come on the truck.
Do your children ever help out?
Occasionally, my daughters will. One of my sons has, he was better off doing something else, But the daughters, I got my oldest child. She just turned 30. She's dead. These little girls still at 30 years old, which she's got to change that soon. I've been her date for 30 years, she loves me, but I'm not going to be here forever. So I do worry about that.
Yeah, well, so being a parent, that's what part of it is, right?
This is it. It comes with perks, and it comes with not so perkies.
Yeah.
You got to take it all.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any big events coming up?
Not really. We do a lot of private stuff. We as a rule, I haven't been one. I guess we haven't needed to, and when we first started, we did a lot of stuff with the public and didn't make no money with it. One of the things after doing it so long, you just want to make a hit, and then go about your business doing something else. Because by just doing the private events, I can get paid, and then work on my other ventures at the same time. A lot. We tried doing a thing where we have a sit down place to park, but I'm like that back in the 70s. This is the analogy I always tell people about. Is back in the 70s, you just have this black light poster, of two buzzards sitting up on a tree stump, and the one buzzard looks at the other, because buzzards, they usually wait for something to die before they eat it, right? And this buzzard says, "Patience my ass, I'm gonna go out and kill something." And that's been pretty much my life, I like to get it and make the money and then go, and sitting around waiting for people to come, just not. I'm too much of a type A person to sit around waiting for people. And and if I probably given it enough time, if I had more patience, it probably would have worked out where I would, have lineups and things would be gone in no time. But I found that the Canadian consumer can be a fickle person. We had a place in Coquitlam where we parked when we first got it. It was right across from the what's the name of that casino? Hard Rock Casino. Like the Hard Rock Casino in Coquitlam, there was a Home Depot there, and there was a spot number 9, my lucky number 9. I said, okay, I got it made trying this spot. And I think we were there for a year. It was $1,000 to rent that spot for a year, which I thought was a bargain. I mean, a place is parked on the road.
Right.
Not for $1,000 for a year. That's a no-brainer. It's less than $100 a month. So we tried it, and I remember like seeing got in Home Depot there was a Subway at the time. I don't know if they still have it, but they would go in the Subway and buy a Subway pulled pork sandwich, and then walk by my truck, looking at the menu, and I go, these guys are getting special treat. And I don't know, like they were getting amusement by watching me sitting there, and they're paying the same amount of money for a less nutritious meal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, and I just said, I mean, after a year of watching that, I said, you know what? I'll just go out. I mean, after 20 years of doing this, I've got businesses in every industrial park. I just call them up and tell them I'm coming. So from 11 to 1, when I feel like it, I go out and do a couple hundred sandwiches at $15 a pop.
Cool.
So 2 hours, I'm doing okay.
Cool.
And these are people who have been loyal to me for years. So I built up that anyway.
Very good. Yeah. Well, on that, we're going to end the show. Okay.
Right on.
I do appreciate you coming on. It's great. I'm going to share your link so that people can get a hold of you if they are interested, right? And why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be?
Are you?
Pardon?
Are you recording now? Or are you off?
Yes, this has been
Are you
recorded.
recording now? Okay.
I've been recording the whole thing. I'm still recording. I'm just going to say, I'm going to just say goodbye to the audience. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing all about Memphis Mike Savage and his barbecue business. And who doesn't like a good barbecue?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and peace out.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's a place to be, you'll see.